Hello, teacher. My name is Estefania Santander, and in this opportunity, I will to explain about scoring rubrics and to score construct response task of the subject only language testing. So let's start with my presentation. And here we have the scoring rubrics and evaluation. The question is, why are rubrics important? The rubrics are important because they clarify for students the qualities their work should have. This point is often expressed in terms of students understanding the learning target and criteria for success. Other reason is makes it easier for teachers to assess an assignment in a fair manner. In this way, the teacher will be able to justify the score obtained by the students. And the last reason is the rubric help teachers teach. They help coordinate instructions and assessments. Okay, and it says the teachers need to focus on the criteria by which learning will be assessed. This focus on what you intend students to learn in rather than what you intend to teach actually helps improve instructions. Okay, and this in this occasion, here we have the types of rubrics. Actually, there are many types of rubrics, but the most useful are the holistic rubrics and the analytic rubrics. In this opportunity, we to talk about the holistic rubrics. And the holistic rubrics allow you to assess the students' overall performance on an activity or assessment based on a single scale using predefined achievements levels. With a holistic rubrics, the structure assigns a single score based on a judgment of the student's overall work. Here we have an example of a holistic rubric where it contains the scales, the one of the 4 level scales, and of course, it contains the criterion to evaluate your students. Now, the holistic rubric has the advantage, and these are the holistic rubrics provide emphasis on what the learning is able to demonstrate rather than on deficit. Other advantage is the saves grading time by minimizing the number of decisions and instructor needs to make while grading. And the next advantage, the holistic rubric is take less time to create than traditional analytic rubrics, and unless and the holistic rubric less complex. It say the easier of students to understand. So instead, the disadvantage of holistic rubrics is that does not provide target feedback to improvement. And in the other disadvantage of the holistic rubrics is can be difficult to identify a grade of a student's work when the work spans different levels within the rubric. Criterion cannot be weighted. Now in this slide, we have to analytic rubric. So the analytic rubric separates the characteristic of an assignment into parts, allowing the instructor to categorize and define exactly what each level of achievement looks like. The analytic rubric, there are three main components, and these are the dimensions categorized with the description if needed. Here we have the example or model of the analytic rubric. Here say the infographic rubrics. The category contains the content. It can be the topic, reference, and the arguments. No? The next square is the graphics and visuals. The graphics, it can be the graphics, picture related to arguments. No? And the last square is it contains the reference. It says that the search of content sites properly. Now the next component is the scale. The scale usually the scale contains of three to five levels in a rubric scales. In this example, it contains four scale levels points. in the last contains the task description based on scales. This part is very, very important because with this description, we have to evaluate to the students. Now, here we have the disadvantage and the advantage of analytic rubric. One of the advantage of analytic rubric is the analytic allows learners to plan their assessment according to the description in the rubric. Continuing with my presentation, one of the advantage is the analytic allows structure to grade more fairly, free of adjustments, and each set of criteria is evaluated separately, providing students with formative feedback on each criteria. Now, instead of the disadvantage of the analytic rubric is the creation of quality analytic rubrics takes a lot of time upfront. Use of vague description or inconsistent descriptions render a rubric useless for grading and feedback. And the last, the analytic rubric can place more emphasis on the technical aspect of an assignment and does mean deeper levels of cognition and creativity. Now, in this presentation, we have a questions, and it is why do we use scoring rubrics when assessing speaking and writing skills? Okay, we use scoring rubrics when assessing speaking and writing skills because in the case of the speaking, here we have the speech oral presentations and storytelling. Other reason is the short conversations. This is important. Standard greetings and small talk. And other reason that for me is important because the student's competence is a narrow band of grammatical, phrasal, lexical, or phonological relationships. such as prosodic elements, intonations, stressed rhythms, juncture, etc. So, in the case of the writing skills, the writing letters, words, punctuations, and very brief sentence. Other is the discourse level, connecting sentence into a paragraph and creating a logical connect sequence of 2 or 3 paragraphs. And the last reasons for the writing skill is the useful management of, of all the process and strategies of writing. Now, in this presentation, here we have the reference that I could to research to elaborate my presentation. And thank you so much for watching this video, dear teacher. And see you in other opportunity.